Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, they have reshaped the world through tech, politics, and philanthropy, while doing things that would have landed anyone else in prison. So why do we worship them? Why do we love billionaires? And what does this say about us as a society? One time I was watching a stand-up comedian and he made a joke about how in China, for Lunar New Year, people would wish each other, hope you get rich, instead of Happy New Year.
When we see each other during Chinese New Year, we say, 恭喜发财. 恭喜发财 means hope you get rich.
The fact that I had never, until that point, thought about how money has affected culture in that sense, what words we use, and how we see wealth outside of the buying power that it gives you. And I say this because where I come from, getting money or getting rich is not seen as a goal. I mean, for sure, everybody tries to acquire that certain level of wealth, but it's also seen as a lottery, as something that you get lucky if you strike, something that doesn't happen for everybody. There are a lot of baseball players that are able to put their families in better positions, and that seems just like a lottery. If they work hard, maybe they will get the chance to elevate their family, their life. So when somebody in your community makes it out or happens to acquire a certain level of wealth, we root for them even if we don't know them, because we understand where they came from, the fact that they work very, very hard for it. And also we root for them because they represent something. They represent hope, they represent possibilities, they represent that if you do the right thing, someday you might be able to also have your piece of the pie. The hip-hop culture is also completely built on this, basically coming from the bottom. A lot of the times we see these people rapping or making content about selling the idea of success and wealth, but we never actually ask
how they got there.
Sometimes we forget that these people engage in questionable actions while they are making their wealth or leveling up in life per se. Take the Kennedy family. Their legacy expanded through generations and is one of the most powerful families in US politics. However, their foundation was built selling rum during the Prohibition era, accumulating capital through means that would have landed anyone else in jail. Jay-Z rapped about this multiple times. There was a period of time where he was selling cocaine in Marcy projects in Brooklyn, and this allowed him to build a multi-million-dollar empire. And at the end of the day, this is the thing. I'm not saying that these people didn't do amazing things. It requires a level of talent to do what they did in the industries. But at what point do we stop giving people a pass because we see ourselves in them? We see them win and we feel like we can also win, or that we are also winning with them. It is actually more insidious than most would think about. Joseph Campbell, the writer of A Hero's Journey, wrote about this a very long time ago. From the beginning of human storytelling, we actually have been passing down the same struggles. From the story of Jesus Christ to the story of Muhammad, there is always a character who has been chosen to go through a mass amount of struggle and win at the end. Usually the character gets a mission, they reject it, they accept it, they find a mentor, they get broken down, they face the darkness, and they rise. We actually have been wired to live through this, to believe this story about ourselves, even before we could conceptualize anything. And now, the billionaire class has learned this. The rags to riches narrative, a self-made man, the person who saw the patterns and followed their intuition and made a killing. Donald Trump has received over $400 million reportedly from his parents to be able to create his empire, and he branded himself as a self-made man. While Elon Musk's family was able to amass a great amount of wealth through the diamond mines in South Africa. Mind you, it was apartheid. And if you look past the branding and the non-profit organizations, which is actually created to give them a tax benefit, you will actually be able to see that they want the system to stay like this, because we are the battery. We are not peers to them, and they do not see us like such. We are points on a graph, energy that keeps the system going. Many years ago, I saw a study that in order to eradicate world hunger, it would cost about $6 billion every year. With people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, who has a net worth of over $300 billion, pay $6 billion to eradicate world hunger, any of them could solve world hunger and not be affected. But why? Why don't they? Because scarcity is the product. If there is no world hunger, there isn't a problem to build an organization around. The system doesn't reward the solution of problems, it rewards the management of them, because solved problems do not make money. And this is one of the hardest parts to accept, that the people that we root for, the people that we look up to and tell ourselves that we could someday be like them, make money, be healthy and happy. These very people are the ones profiting of the system itself. They profit of you wanting to be like them. They sell you products, they sell you courses, and maybe they're not doing this consciously. I'm sure some of them are. But even beyond this, we see them and we support regulations that support this, that support this very system to keep us in the same trap and them rich, hoping that one of us can make it is not wrong. A lot of people want their friends, their family, or even seeing somebody that looks like them on television making something big happen. However, the mistake is hope without clarity. The billionaire class understands that a society that believes that the system is fair will never fight against them. And a lot of us do not understand that we have the right to ask for more. Most of us pay taxes and never see the benefits. So we have to ask ourselves a question. Why do we love billionaires?